We're on?
You're
Yeah,
on.
we're on. We're on, and we're live. And look, Elio and Amy are here.
Yay!
You ready?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Zai. Tony's son turned 17 on Sunday. Happy birthday to you. Yay!
I'm seeing it sideways on mine. Is it sideways on?
Yeah, it's sideways.
It's sideways?
It's sideways.
It's sideways. Oh yeah, Carl Wooden says we're sideways. All right, hang on. Of course, we're already. It wouldn't be a Tuesday night with Tony without technical difficulties. All right, so I'll see if I can fix that. I don't know why it's sideways. Sorry about that.
Hi everybody, sideways.
Hi.
Sorry.
How you
I don't know why it's gonna. Probably gonna break this thing. All right.
How does that work? Hi
I
Carl.
gotta come back. Okay.
Oh, it's getting there.
Good.
Wow, that's crazy how that works. You just slowly flipped right.
How does that happen?
I don't know what I did wrong. All right, and we're on. It's a little bit of a delay here. Hi guys.
Hi.
All right, I hope you can hear us well too. It's Tuesday night and it's time for Tuesday Night with Tony. We are not in our usual studio this week, our high-tech studio, otherwise known as my basement. We are in a secret location because I have two high-profile celebrities with me, and if they came to my house, it would just be flocked with a mob scene and screaming teenage girls. So we're in an undisclosed secret location. We're not at Sally's house in Massapequa. We're not. But look!
Hey.
Elio and Amy are here.
Hello.
Amy and Elio and Amy, they're here.
Hello.
They flew all the way from England just to be here. Is that unbelievable? Just to be on Tuesday Night with Tony. Is that crazy or what? Everybody wants to be on Tuesday Night with Tony, especially now that they're on. And as a special bonus, this is our first female guest right here. Our first female guest.
Wow.
Way.
You made history.
History right
It's
here.
being made.
Girls.
I do need to be clear though that that wasn't like a purpose thing. I wasn't only having men. There were some other girls I've asked, but Amy was the first.
Who accepted
The first
kind
moron or
invitation.
something. So yeah, Elio and Amy are here. Elio Pace, you've heard me talk about him pretty much every week.
Too much.
Too much, not enough at all.
Sorry about that, everybody.
Carl Wooden says hello to Amy and Elio.
Hey, Carl.
And then Carl says that he misses
Hey,
Sally.
Carl.
Wow, that's nice.
Okay.
All right, good. So we got some people watching. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you guys. What's going on? You all right? You got?
Well,
Oh, were you out of view?
It's the OCD kicking in slightly. It's just such a shame that we're in.
I know. I don't know why
Why would it be doing
why
that?
we're vertical. Yeah, why the horizontal.
You
didn't
all
work.
look much thinner. We don't even see Amy anymore.
Oh well.
And my brother says hello to Amy and Elio and to Sally and myself.
Hi,
Hello, Frank.
Hi, Frank.
Hello, Frank.
Hello, mate.
Frank, where are you? Come on down. You can play with Elio. Frank plays guitar.
Yeah, and he's
So-
good.
Yeah,
I saw you play, Frank, and you did Blackbird or something, and it was
Oh,
fantastic.
really?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
great.
here on this show.
Yeah, sorry. It was,
Beatles.
yeah.
My favourite Beatles song.
And Stephen Folletti is watching. Stephen Folletti, hey, Stephen Folletti, hope your father's doing well. Stephen Folletti's father was in the hospital. Stephen Folletti, his nickname is the guy. Okay, we just call him the guy. Oh, hey, the guy. Bring up the guy. He plays harmonica.
Yeah.
So whenever Mike Del Giudice plays Piano Man, and if Steve's there, usually at Mulcahy's, right?
Mm-hmm.
he brings Steve up, and
Oh,
Steve
that's
plays
fantastic.
harmonica. Yeah, he's a good boy, Steve.
And
Frank says
that's
so
the
much.
coolest nickname anybody could ever
The guy.
have.
The guy.
Just to be known
The
as
guy.
the guy. The
Oh,
guy.
bring the
Hey.
guy up. Oh. And that's actually one fun thing that you do. Elio, he enjoys, he loves America. I think he loves America more than most Americans.
Wow.
He has a funny American accent. He likes to try to imitate, like, he tries to do like a little
What are you
Brooklyn
talking
thing.
about? You saying my accent ain't good? I'm doing Tony Walker here.
just like me. Oh, my daughter's watching. Hi, Sammy. Hi.
Hi, Sammy.
Okay, so again, Elio and Amy are here. Since I talk about them every week, you guys probably know who they are already. But for those of you who don't know, oh my gosh, it's Elio. Hello, everyone. That's from Kim Guerriero. And Kim, where are you? Florida? She's a big Billy Joel fan.
Oh, hello, Kim. Hi.
So yeah, that's where we're going with Elio. Elio, if you don't know, Elio does the Billy Joel songbook out there in England on the other side of the pond. It does a great show called the Billy Joel Songbook. Sally and I were fortunate enough to go see it. It's just an amazing show. Gives a little history of Billy Joel, basically explaining why you think Billy Joel is the best singer-songwriter.
I have no qualms in saying that every single night in the show. I really, honestly, truly believe, pound for pound, lyric, musicality, arrangement, ideas, variety, I think there is absolute, and talent, piano playing, singing, performance. I don't think there's anyone to touch him, all in all, for such a sustained period. I'm not saying that Paul McCartney didn't write amazing songs, we all know did. Paul Simon, Sting, of course they did, but I think Billy's hits, as well as those album tracks, it's just amazing. And I do think he is, in my humble opinion, which is no different to yours or anyone else's, I think he's the greatest rock and roll singer-songwriter ever.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to compare him to, Schubert, who wrote songs as well. I'm saying we're in, the jazz, in the jazz field, in the umbrella of rock and roll.
Sure.
Okay.
And if you don't agree with him at the beginning of the show, you may well agree with him by the end of the show.
Wow.
I've seen it about 50 times.
Yeah, and I've been lucky enough to have people say to me, I didn't want to come tonight. I was dragged along by my wife or my husband who loves Billy Joel, and I prefer Elton John or Stevie Wonder or stuff. But you made me want to go back and download that lullaby, or I'm going to listen. What was that thing you played from Street Life Serenade? So.
Of Fantasies and Delusions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Great.
But there's also there's a lot of it. A lot of that has to do with you. You're just a great showman. Unfortunately, I don't know about bringing it to New York because there's just so much Billy Joel stuff in New York.
But it's not just that. It's a financial nightmare. It's a visa nightmare. You can't just pack up your bags, go to the airport, buy a ticket, and come and play in America and be paid for it. Do it for nothing.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
which
do
you've
it
done.
Which I have done. And I was happy to, but yeah.
James Drummy is watching.
James!
James Drummy!
Hi, James in the UK.
Wow. He said he would be. He loves you.
He did. He's the best. And Carl Wooden says that even though as much as you like Billy Joel, we all know you prefer Bruce Springsteen. That's a little inside joke.
Which I'm not going to expand on.
All right, so yeah, did I explain the songbook well enough? Do you feel the need to explain it?
It's
because it's not just a Billy Joel concert. It's not a tribute show.
I wrote the show with my best mate Matt Daniel Baker, who is also an incredible artist. He does magic. He's one of the world's most sought after digital magicians and stuff. But he's a big Billy Joel fan. And when we wrote the show, we knew we were writing for the British market.
Oh, okay.
And you see, you guys don't need convincing. You don't need reminding. I say you guys, America, and certainly
New York. I don't know about the rest of America. I think needs reminders.
Well, then maybe it could work elsewhere in America. But this show was designed for English people. Sorry, I should say British people, who I feel have forgotten completely. And yes, we hear Uptown Girl on the radio the longest time, Piano Man,
right?
But literally, I think that's it. Those are the three songs we always hear.
The love song as well.
She's Always a Woman. Oh, Just the Way You Are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get 5 songs on the radio, and I wanted to write a show and people know nothing about him. They don't know anything.
We know he's from Hicksville.
I know, which is incredible. But most people don't know anything about him, certainly in Britain. And I wanted to write a show that not only was a concert where we could have some fun and play some amazing songs, you know, and the last 20 minutes is just a bang, 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 all the hits, and people get up to dance and stuff.
I also want 20-minute bang bang.
And I also,
yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
Thanks.
I also wanted to write some stories. I wanted to tell people. There it is.
The Billy Joel songbook. I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm watching back on a delay, so I can't tell if it's showing up or not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There it is. Yeah, that's working. Okay.
That's it. So there are stories in the show as well, Tony. You know, it's a theatre show. It's not a live music, beer swilling show. It's designed to help people who are not Billy Joel fans hear it in a whole different way.
An intro to Billy, would you say? Or?
Yeah, and it's designed as a commercial hit show, you know, with some album tracks.
Kim is down in Florida, and she says Florida would be a good place. And she says there's a lot of Brits down there. Is that? I did not know that. Is there a lot of Brits down in Florida?
I know a lot of people go on holiday there, so it would follow.
Here in America, that's like the retirement state. That's where everybody goes.
I think they'll be interested in the Queen thing with Neil that plays with you.
Yeah.
Like,
See, and this is how
really
big Elio is in Britain. You know, just he gets only the best musicians here. This is Neil Fairclough. He plays with Queen. He is the bass player for Queen. He's a mate of Elio's, right?
Yeah.
That's how they say it in Britain? He's a mate. We wouldn't say that here. We'd say he's buddies or best friends.
He was in America with Queen.
With Queen, just over the summer.
Me and Tony saw him.
Yeah,
it was
and
amazing.
Carl, Lord Sugar has his winter home in Florida near my parents. Who the hell is Lord Sugar?
Oh, he's
Lord Alan Sugar. He's our equivalent of, you had Donald Trump when he did The Apprentice.
Oh, okay.
So Lord Alan Sugar, he's the guy who runs it, who is the
It's
Donald
The Apprentice.
Trump.
It's the show.
Yeah,
The Apprentice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's Lord Sugar.
Yeah.
And who is he? But I mean,
he's a businessman.
oh, so like Trump, he's just
Spectrum, or what was it?
No,
was
Amstrad.
Was it one of the
I
early
think
computers? It was very successful.
One of the hi-fis, the first hi-fis that came out.
Okay.
Anyway, he's a millionaire.
Probably
He's
laying
a
him
lord.
down there. He's
and that's
done
his
a lot of
name.
stuff.
That's his real name, Sugar.
Yeah,
Lord
Sugar.
Alan
Lord
Sugar. I think he owns a soccer team as well. I think, or something.
Probably.
But anyway, he obviously lives in Florida.
And now James Jeremy says Amstrad. Now what is that?
Amstrad was the name of the company
Thanks,
that he
James.
owned and
Oh,
started.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting in a British lesson here.
Yeah, Lord Sugar sounds like a pimp.
Lord Sugar said, here in America it would be a pimp, yeah. Lord Sugar.
Give me some sugar.
So we talk about he used to own Tottenham Hotspurs.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
All right, well, again, no idea what the hell we're talking about.
Do you know what?
Tottenham Hotspurs.
I can't wait to start talking about baseball and football.
Well,
and
yeah, I was going to go
basketball.
there. Yeah, as Elio knows, because he watches, they're both kind enough to watch all the time. They know I love the Mets. I know we talk about the Mets. So Elio has a lot to add to this. Apparently, he's been watching and following. So tell me your thoughts. And speaking of which, Pam Murkoff just signed on. Hello, Pam Murkoff,
Hi, Pam.
over there in England. I got more people watching from England than I do in America. And so, Pam, you didn't miss much yet. We're talking about baseball. Carl Wooden, who's watching, a big baseball freak. Tell me your thoughts on Terry Collins there, Elio.
Oh, Terry Collins.
Terry Collins.
He's amazing. What an amazing... The way he holds that bat.
Well, what do you think about what they did to him, though? What do you think?
Oh, terrible.
It is terrible.
It's terrible. And what they did to his brother was even worse.
His brother... Phil.
Phil Collins.
His brother Phil.
Just wonderful. It's a great sport. The ball comes fast and you hit it and it goes... Somebody catches it and people cheer. It's brilliant.
Right,
Yeah, I love it.
Any advice for the Mets this coming season?
They should maybe come to England to see the Billy Joel songbook.
Anything would help
Listen,
these guys at this
the
point.
point is,
What's the point?
we know nothing about baseball, or football, or basketball, or hockey. And I'm sorry to say.
What, you only have, well, your football is our soccer.
We have soccer.
Soccer.
Is that the only, that's the only
Tennis.
Rugby.
Oh, tennis, who cares about tennis?
But we
Tennis,
literally don't have baseball.
No, we don't have
That's,
football.
see...
We don't have.
couldn't live there.
They've tried to introduce American football into Britain, and they do big games at Wembley Stadium and stuff like that. But it's not catching on.
All right, but speaking of which, you just recently did a commercial for some cricket, which makes no sense to me. The hell is cricket? Is it even popular? Like, is it like to us baseball?
Is it popular? I think it's an older game than football. I think cricket, and it's with a bat and a hard ball, but they hit it under their arm as opposed to like this. We have a game called Rounders. At school, don't we?
Yeah.
We played at school, and it is baseball.
Yeah.
Because you're rounding the bases.
Yeah, we have 4 bases.
Okay.
We used to play it at school, like when we were 10, 12. And why that doesn't transcend into baseball, I don't understand. But we used to love rounders at school.
Yeah.
We played dodgeball when we were 10. Did you play dodgeball?
What's that?
Dodgeball is basically you're just killing a guy with a ball.
No, we didn't play
It's
that.
the best game in the world.
We had British Bulldogs.
British Bulldogs?
Yeah, where you stand in a line and you all link arms and then you're on half a team. So half the side has to run and try and break through the other side. It was quite violent.
So
You used to get banned. So you
used to get what?
Just
used to
charging
get
each
banned
other.
in the playground.
Oh,
Because-
banned.
Yeah.
Banned in the bond. You used to get bond. I was like, what? S&M or something. I don't know.
Yeah, banned, yeah.
Glenn Dodge invented that game. What game did you invent, Glenn? Dodgeball? Oh, Glenn Dodge. Dodgeball.
It's good.
The British Bulldog, he was a great wrestler.
Oh, it was a wrestler as well. Maybe
Okay.
that would make sense. Yeah.
Eric, that's my business partner. Eric, he's also very gay, so he
Hi, Eric.
follows men in what they do.
In leotards.
In leotards, right. Richie also says, hello, Richie.
Hi, Richie.
And what about, so Eric's also asking darts. Was that big in England?
Oh, massive.
Or is he just, really? Oh, I
No.
thought he was making fun.
No,
Really? Darts is big?
Darts. The
Yeah.
first thing I did when I saw a dartboard in America was, I'm going to play darts. We play darts. It's
Oh,
big.
wow.
It's big.
Every
I love
pub,
darts.
it's like a thing somebody does in the pub. There's often a
Oh, yeah,
dart
same
board
here.
in the corner. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but when you say it's big, though, I'm thinking it's
no,
like
we have
baseball big.
world championships.
Yeah,
They're
world
all,
championships.
yeah.
It's on
You can see it on
telly.
TV?
Yeah,
Really?
All televised.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys stood like that.
That's exciting, watching that. That's riveting TV right there.
They're amazing.
No wonder you don't
Yeah,
have
they're
baseball when you have darts.
No, I tell you what, even more than American football, hockey, we played hockey. We didn't.
Hockey?
I've never done ice hockey,
No.
right? But baseball, I think baseball looks like a really cool game.
I think so.
The outfit's great, the baseball cap.
And that's what it's all about, how they look.
I think it's a cool game, and I don't actually. If we ever had to have one American sport, it'd be that one for me.
Cool.
Baseball. And if I ever lived in America, I think I'd be a baseball fan.
Which I think he should.
a
I think they
baseball
should
player.
live in America. You know what? This is something that just tonight, this was a very historic night. You see, we had dinner before the show, and Sally put in Pillsbury cookies to bake. You know, the big roll.
Look at their faces, they're so happy.
You should have seen, right.
I got very excited.
Yeah, baby.
We don't have that in Britain. We don't have it. And I was just like, this is such a brilliant idea. And you can just slice it straight out the fridge and then cook it in the oven. What a brilliant idea.
She has never experienced Pillsbury.
Yeah.
If
So
that's not a reason to move here, I don't know what is.
I'm going to be taking some home in my suitcase.
Yeah, we've never heard of that. That's amazing. Make your own cookies from a sausage cookie roll.
Sausage cookie.
It's brilliant. It's a
So no
great idea.
baseball, no cookies to bake. Screw it. You guys got to move here.
Yeah.
And even people are saying, take Elio to a baseball game.
Yeah. I've been to
Drinking
one.
it.
I saw the Mets versus what's the other New York team?
Oh, the Mets versus Yankees?
Yankees.
You saw a Met Yankee game?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
I'm impressed with that.
That's
That's
great.
brilliant. No, I bet it's brilliant.
And that's what you got to see. The Mets when it's all hometown. So,
Yeah, right.
And hockey, actually, I'm a huge baseball fan, but hockey, there's nothing. The fan base for hockey, nothing beats it.
Really?
Those guys get crazy.
When you say hockey, you
Ice
mean
hockey.
ice
Ice hockey, yeah.
Right. Because when we say hockey, that's on a
The
field.
field hockey.
That's on grass.
And we all did.
We used to do that at school.
Well, yeah, we did that too. We did floor hockey, like on the gym floor and stuff.
I used to
but
play field hockey in middle
Sally,
school.
yeah, but nobody cares. Once you're
What position
older.
did you
Not
play?
you. I mean about.
Yeah,
Sally,
yeah.
what position did you play?
Center.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was out on the wing.
Hey, Donnie Moore. Eric says new business: import Pillsbury cookies to jolly old England.
Yes.
I
That's
tell
a
you,
good idea.
somebody needs to do it.
Don't tell anyone.
No, that is a no-brainer. Somebody needs to do that because that is brilliant.
Zach, what about Zach's
Do you want me
birthday?
to sing happy birthday?
They did. They sang it.
Did you sing it? Was I somewhere else?
Right at the beginning,
Where the
we were
hell
this
were
way
you?
around.
Where was I?
I don't know.
Was it good?
Yeah. Yeah.
You threw in a harmony.
I did.
It was
I did.
And then, all right. So, have you had? Hockey means toothless. Oh yeah. Have you had any bagels? Oh, let me back. Well, all right. Yeah, answer that, and I'll backtrack a little bit.
I used to love bagels.
Used to love bagels.
Well,
Oh, gluten.
yeah. The thing is, I can't eat wheat anymore. And I
Elio
know-
goes for gluten-free stuff, and I mentioned that because Eric's
Yeah,
who's
Eric's
watching. His son actually has
Yeah.
celiac or gluten intolerant.
Okay.
whatever it is. I used to love bagels. The first time I ever came to America was
1998.
Yes. How do you know that?
I stalk you.
1998. I came specifically to see Billy Joel in concert. I came on my own. I literally flew here on my own.
Wow.
Because I wanted to see. Because Billy had cancelled his face-to-face appearance.
Oh, with Elton John.
And I had tickets to go and see that. On the day I was travelling up to Manchester, he cancelled and flew home. So I spent the next few months thinking, that's not good enough. So I went to America that December and I came here for the first time. I had breakfast every morning and it was bagels. I went and found bagel shops everywhere. I used to love bagels, love them. So gluten-free bagels.
And that you don't have in England either, right?
I
you do.
eat bagels
Oh, yeah.
every single day.
Yeah.
I love bagels.
Good to
In
know.
fact,
Oh,
I pay
bigger
a lot of
bagel
money
than
for bagels. The New York bagels. So they import them. I buy them in the shops in England, and then I brought some of them back with me to New York so that I could keep eating
What
them.
kind of bagels do you like? Like
In the
with
back.
garlic and stuff on it, or do you like plain or
Wholemeal bagels.
Whole meal?
What does that mean?
Like
the
a
hell
whole
is-
grain. Whole
Oh,
grain.
like a whole
just a
wheat
whole
bagel.
wheat.
Whole wheat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah,
Whole-
that's my favourite.
Because there's like
Whole
cinnamon,
meal is just the same as whole wheat?
raisin,
Yeah, no, I do
garlic and
whole
onion.
wheat, butter, jam, jelly.
Take them to Billy's house on meeting in the wet. Yes, Scott. Actually, Scott Creswell is suggesting that I take you to Billy's house, a house he grew up in Hicksville. However, I don't do that, and I'm not going to say any names, but I know the person who lives there now, and that person has personally come to me and said, "Can you spread the word and tell people to stop coming to my house and taking pictures on my lawn?"
Yes.
So, yes, Scott, it is on Meeting Lane in Hicksville, yes. But yeah, I don't take. I mean, I guess if you wanted to see it, we could drive by. But I took Mike Stutz there once, and he got out and started walking all over the lawn and taking pictures. Mike Stutz, you freak. So yes, I
it's
stopped
enough.
doing it.
It's enough. I don't need to see Billy Joel's house or his horse or or
Is
anything.
his horse still there?
I don't know. I love Billy Joel's music, and it's enough being here with you, and you know.
With me?
It's, how far is Hicksville from here?
From here, maybe 10 minutes,
Oh, you
10,
just
12
give
minutes.
it-
You see, that's
it's
amazing.
A secret location.
Well, where we are. But, 12 minutes from Hicksville could be anywhere.
Could be anywhere.
Hicksville is like very centrally located on Long Island.
Yeah.
So we could be in all sorts of different
I'll
places.
tell you what's fantastic is
Tell me.
is driving around New York, like driving in here today, and all the signs, and there's a sign you go and you say, oh, that's from a Billy Joel song, or Staten Island Ferry, that's a Billy Joel song.
Yeah, right.
You know, and all the street names come up, Sullivan Street.
Yeah, he references.
Oh,
the
like
areas
crazy.
all
So it's just like,
Yeah.
it's all over the place, and that's thrilling.
And if you actually tomorrow we're going to take the guys through Hicksville. So for all you people who want to stalk us, for all you people who want Elio and Amy autographs, come to Hicksville. We'll be walking around. There's a lot of pride there.
I'm not surprised.
So everybody lives and breathes Billy.
Did you
Yes.
hope that he would mention something else that you really liked? I mean, was there like
He sang about me. Anthony works in the grocery store.
There you go.
That's it.
That's about you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was
Yeah.
working in a grocery. I was 7 at the time, but I was working in a grocery store. And I thanked him for that. Actually, one of my mother's sisters went to school with him. That's my whole story.
That's good.
Thank you very much.
That's good.
Yeah, thanks. Okay.
You like that?
And to give them a little more of a clue where we are, we're a mile away from where Brian Setzer grew up, who they just saw.
Oh, yeah.
They just saw in concert, Brian. So another one that makes Long Island proud.
Say
the Stray Cats.
No.
Yeah. The Long Island has a lot of... Hicksville in particular has Billy Joel. You like Steely Dan?
Yeah.
Their original guitar player was a Hicksville guy, Denny Diaz.
Oh, really?
Lorraine Bracco from The Sopranos. She's from Hicksville.
Wow.
And of course, Frank Walker. So we have a lot to be proud of at Hicksville. But yeah, down
And
here...
you.
Well, yeah, sure. And me. And then down here in our secret location in Massapequa, there's Brian Setzer, there's Marvin Hamlish.
Seriously?
Was
born here?
I don't know if he was born here. I don't know, actually. I don't know. Maybe one of you guys would know, but he lived in Massapequa.
Right.
Even during his famous days, he was living in Massapequa.
That's amazing.
I don't know if he grew up here or not. The Baldwin brothers, Alec Baldwin, they lived right in this neighborhood where we are. They were.
Yeah, Baldwin Avenue is like right down the road. They changed
They named
the name for
the street.
Oh, is that right? Are you serious about that?
Yeah, I am.
Oh,
Wow.
I didn't know either.
I'm very serious.
So Brian
Oh,
Setzer.
Jerry Seinfeld too.
Jerry
Right?
Seinfeld's from here in
From
Massapequa.
Massapequa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Steve
that's
Gutenberg, you remember Steve
Yeah,
Gutenberg?
yeah.
He's from Massapequa.
He was on Police Academy, wasn't he?
That's the one. Yes, Seinfeld was just mentioned. Pat Benatar, right, is from Lindenhurst.
That's amazing. That's
Zebra.
amazing.
Do you know the band Zebra? No. You don't.
Well, I've heard of them.
Really?
Yeah, I have heard of them.
Wow.
But I couldn't name you a single song.
No.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Joey
they're-
Buttafuoco. Okay.
Do you know who Joe Buttafuoco is?
No.
No.
All right, you don't want to know. I'm not getting
Yeah,
into
all right,
that.
we'll do this some
I'm
other
not getting
time.
into that. That is not something we're proud of. I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But Brian Setzer,
Brian Setzer, how was the concert?
it was amazing.
Fantastic.
Wasn't it? We witnessed something that we're not going to see in Europe, and we know that because we heard it almost from the horse's mouth. We spoke to his sound engineer,
Okay.
and he said, we come to England and we do the rockabilly thing with the four-piece. He said, but we just can't afford to bring this to Europe.
Wow.
And I said, and you're not interested in hiring local awesome players? He said, we can't. He said, look at the show. I said, I know, the show is built around everybody.
It's tight.
It's really
Right.
tight. And the musicians in that band, they're not just pick-up players. They're people, some of them have been with with Brian for years and
Yeah.
years and
Sure.
years.
Well, yeah, he's been doing that orchestra for at least 20 years now.
Oh, the show was, it was absolutely, and I felt, and we were sitting at the Warner Theatre in Washington, and I just knew we were witnessing something that we may never see again,
Wow.
unless we come back to America to see it.
Yeah.
It was absolutely phenomenal.
And he did some Tom Petty at the show, right?
And Glenn Campbell
And Glenn Campbell.
was brilliant.
All right, so that leads me actually to my next segue here. They were here for Thanksgiving. So they're a nice British couple from England coming here for Thanksgiving, celebrating an American holiday. Basically celebrating the fact that we kicked their asses. No, I'm kidding. What did you find that? How was that, celebrating Thanksgiving for the first time?
It was absolutely lovely. I mean, it's a real privilege. We've never, as you say, it's the first time, so I've never had Thanksgiving here. I just heard about it, and you know it's kind of like Christmas or something. But what's wonderful about it is it's not a political or religious thing. It's families getting together and people and friends, everyone getting together and eating lots of turkey.
Lots of turkey.
It's another thing
It was an
that
absolute treat.
we don't have.
I was going to ask, is there something that's equivalent to whenever
Nothing.
England was established?
we-
I don't have no idea.
Our Halloweens have got more and more like we saw the Americans do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Christmases, of course.
Right.
But we don't do Thanksgiving. So for us, that was just, it was just a normal, it's the third Thursday of every November.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Maybe we will start to.
So to come here and see the country stop, I mean, everything stops to celebrate
Right.
and to give thanks and for each other and friends and stuff. And as Amy said, it's wonderful because it's not a religious, and actually, it's not even a political thing.
True.
It's really based. It's the pilgrims, giving thanks, but basically for being alive. Apparently, we were told by an American historian that basically it's about Americans.
For having survived the winter, having survived the previous winter.
Yeah.
That it was giving
and having
thanks.
harvest.
Right, giving thanks to the Indians, right, who helped them survive that winter.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. And the harvest. Because and thanks for another harvest. And in we go again for a whole other year. Here comes the winter, and let's hope we can. So it's actually, we were told it's thanks more. The origin was giving thanks for just being alive.
I thought it was about watching football. Did you do
Which
that?
we
You saw that football all day long, all day long.
Yeah.
We were with the Washington Redskins supporters.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, the Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
And our Giants played that night and probably lost. I
I
remember.
said the wrong thing.
What do you mean? No, down there it probably is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you mean? You said the wrong.
No, just because I think the Washington Redskins won.
Oh, did they?
But I
don't remember.
Did they?
I can't remember.
The New York Giants suck this year. They're awful. So that's all that really matters. Eric said something. Oh, Eric was asking how long you're in town for. Carl answered that question. Okay.
Thanks,
Did
Carl.
Did celebrate Halloween like we did in Hicksville back in the day? Scott, I don't know what that means. Oh, Hicksville has a tradition. The first Sunday, every year, the first Sunday after Thanksgiving, Santa Claus drives around in the fire truck, and the kids can come out.
That's amazing.
The kids come out and they can wave to him, but Santa, he has these popcorn balls. It's a ball of popcorn, and it's in a bag, and Santa throws them to the kids. And the kids just he doesn't stop. He just keeps going.
We used to have that.
Oh, really?
On a big truck, yeah. But he would throwing out satsumas and clementines. What do you want? Tangerines.
Oh. I was just,
Little
what?
orange.
I'm like oranges.
So what was the first word you said? Before the
Satsumas.
Satsumas, clementines.
Satsumas?
Yeah.
Satsumas.
What the hell is a satsuma?
It's a
Sounds like an exercise.
particular make.
Make?
A particular make.
A particular, what do you call it?
I did a
Do you
particular
know?
make this morning when I got up.
It's another type of small orange.
Another type of small orange. There's a word. There's
You don't have satsumas.
Biological.
there.
I've never heard the word satsuma.
You have baseball, but you don't have satsumas?
The hell with satsumas? We got baseball and we got Pillsbury cookies.
Yeah, you don't need satsumas when you got Pillsbury cookie dough.
Hey, David Clark just joined.
Hey, David!
David, our pal David. David, sorry we don't have the screen this week. Every week when we do the show, we have the screen behind us, and I have David playing the piano. Sorry, David.
What's the tune he plays?
Oh,
The light.
shit. Ella Fitzgerald. Oh, sing it, sing it!
Rainbows in my wine. Now that your lips are burning mine, I'm beginning to see the light.
Wow.
Screw David. I need video of that.
That's it.
Sorry,
That
David.
is great.
I love that song.
It's brilliant.
I love that song.
And let me just plug David like I always do every week. David is playing he's playing tomorrow. He's playing tomorrow night in the city with the Lords of 52nd Street. If you're in the city, go stop by the cutting room and see David play with the Lords. December 29th, David is playing at the Landmark Theater in Port Washington doing a Billy Joel show with his great band, the Lords, the Songs in the Attic Band with Kenny Sino on guitar. December 6th or 7th? David, which is it? David, 6th or 7th, you're playing your Sting show at the Lounge in Westbury, also known, it's the little room in the space. David, let me know. Type it in there. It's either the 6th or the 7th. He does a Sting tribute band, which is fantastic. We've seen it several times. It's great. David
is world class.
12/7, December 7th.
David
sorry.
is amazing. He's amazing.
He is amazing.
He's better than I think people realise. I think because I've had the pleasure of sitting around a piano with him, just us together, and he has perfect pitch for a start, right? So any song, his history of music is incredible. He has perfect pitch, so whatever he knows, he can hear which key the song was originally in.
Yeah.
So instantly, and then he's got this thing about. So we were talking about Sting and The Last Ship, and he instantly starts playing it.
The Last Ship is Sting's Broadway show.
Oh, it's amazing. And as a vocalist,
He's got a gorgeous voice.
amazing. He's absolutely phenomenal. It was an absolute honour working with him on the Sigma show.
There you go.
Loved it.
What was the Sigma show, Elio?
Nice segue. Come on.
You tell her.
The Sigma show. All right. Well, first off, the Islanders won, so congratulations. Eric Sheldon is yelling at me. What do you mean? I didn't invite you to go see David Clark? I say it. I've been saying it on the show every week.
He has.
That David Clark is doing his Sting show on December 7th. So yes, Eric, come with me. All right. Stop yelling at me, you bastard. The Sigma show. Billy Joel back in 72.
71. Well, actually, the show was in 72. You're right.
Okay. Billy Joel did a show at Sigma Studios in Philly. It was broadcast on the local radio stations. Billy Joel was nowhere near to the household name he is now. And he played some songs that were unreleased at the time, one of them being Captain Jack, who, by the way, Captain Jack watches our show every week.
Wow.
The Captain Jack. He's a great guy, a good friend of ours. That was one of the songs that was played, and then people were calling the radio station like crazy. Play that song again, play that song again. So that's how that song grew, and that's how Billy's kind of kickstarted Billy's career.
He got signed to Columbia because of that song.
That is correct.
Then 41 years later, that band who disbanded, reunited.
The band that was backing Billy, they pretty much shortly after that, he signed with Columbia. That band was long gone. He became the mega star that he is now. So back in 2013, that band decided to get back together and recreate that concert that Billy did at Sigma Studios. So obviously Billy Joel was not involved in that, but those guys got back together. They obviously needed a piano player and a singer to fill Billy's spot. So one genius in particular recommended, hey, you should try this Elio Pace guy. He's tremendous. And
I'll take it from here because you're too modest. I'm sure people are thinking, that's how I know Tony. That's how I met Tony. David Clark, who is, as I say, I'm a massive fan of this guy, was asked originally to do the show. You know that, right?
Yeah.
And Tony and David said, he's just busy. He was just working. He's just like I've got so much on my. I'd love to do it. Maybe I can do it. Maybe I can't. I can't let you know. I might not be able to do it. And so Larry Russell, who put this thing together, it's his fault. He was looking for someone else, and that's where this guy comes along out of nowhere. Tony, who we never even met.
No, we met already.
At that point, we hadn't. Had we?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did. Okay. For 10 minutes at the train station.
Yes, it was a personal ad for guys wanting to meet guys, so we just met up at the train station.
I took one look at him and went, "Are you kidding?"
It's like looking in a mirror.
And then, so Tony recommended me. He recommended me to Larry Russell.
Larry, I didn't know at the time.
That's amazing. You never met him?
At that time, I hadn't met him personally.
And so
the power of Facebook.
That was it. Next thing I know, I am flying to America. We have a saying in Britain that's shipping coals to Newcastle, meaning Newcastle doesn't need coals shipped to it because there's plenty of coal in Newcastle. So here I was shipping coals to, America doesn't, like New York, certainly with people like David Clark around, don't need another guy to do. But, I was just so lucky and I came along, and that's how this love affair started with all of us.
And hopefully in the not so distant future, we will actually see a DVD of that show, yes?
Yes. Yeah, no, without a shadow of a doubt, you will. It's taken a long time. There's always problems. There's always stuff. But I always believe, the cream rises to the top, and we finally got our hands on the footage legally, and we're going to make that happen. So the Sigma show that took place in 2013, at least the CD of that night will be coming out, and we've also got the video footage, which we're working on right now.
You know what was just as great as that show? Is Billy Elliot.
Ah,
Amen.
Yes.
Billy Elliot, which ran on Broadway for a while here. In fact, where I currently live in Wantor, we had there was a kid playing the title role from Wantor.
Seriously?
On Broadway, yeah.
I think it toured around Chicago way as well. I think there was another tour.
Yeah, after the Broadway run, if I remember right.
Yeah, some other parts of USA.
But I know there was also a great big tour of it in England, right? And I know there was a really fantastic singer-actress in that show. Holy shit, she's right here.
Oh my god.
How was that?
Oh, amazing. It was the inaugural tour of the UK and Ireland, and we finished
the inaugural tour?
Yeah, it was the first tour.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it'd been in the West End for 11 years, And then it was the first tour. We went out around England and Ireland, and we finished in Hamburg in Germany.
And the drummies are saying how amazing you were in it.
Oh, bless them. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we toured for a year and a half, so.
And Carl says you were amazing.
Oh, amazing.
Can I add my amazing to that
this is
too?
great.
You
I'll
were
come here
amazing.
again.
She was amazing. She was amazing.
Oh, that's the whole thing? That's all you
And
have?
she's too modest to tell you that she played the lead role. She played the lead role 60 times around the UK.
That's impressive.
I was also in the ensemble, and I was the first understudy to the female lead, which is his dance teacher.
She sucked though. You did it 60 times and you blew her
They
away.
were great. I got to understudy 2 ladies who were absolutely fantastic. It was my privilege to do it. Really
Should I read Eric's comment? I don't know if I should.
What did he say?
It was there nudity in Billy Elliot.
No, I don't think there was. No, there's leotards and tutus.
With a little imagination.
And lots
leotards.
of minors in tap shoes.
You were wearing some rather tight
dance
Yeah,
teacher.
dance teacher tight stuff.
In
Nice.
the 80s. The whole thing is set in 1984 during the miners' strike in England and Wales. So it's 80s gear, you know, like Fame, you know, with the, you know, batwing tops and
Maniac, right? You know the.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Leg warmers, ankle warmers, all that jazz. It was great.
There's one scene where she
Fun.
sings jump rope and tap dances at the same time.
That's
Carl
true.
says. That's
Wow.
true.
As you can imagine, it took a long time
I
to
can't
learn
even
that.
think about that.
It's interesting though that she neglected to tell me that until now, because otherwise she knows that I would have had this room set up.
I have a jump rope right in there, Kevin's.
I wonder, quite possibly, once you learn that, I wonder if you ever forget it. So there's 3 of us on stage. I'm dancing next to our little Billies, who are the most talented young boys. Their dance skills are incredible. Dancing, gymnastics, acting, singing. They were just little superstars.
Wow.
So yeah, you're dancing next to them and thinking, oh my God, don't make a mistake. Tapping and skipping and singing at the same time. Yeah, it was a challenge.
That's impressive. Yeah, that's actually I could. Well, I was going to say I could do stuff like that by just taking the leg off and it's a piece of cake. Now, all right. So you didn't even really know Billy Joel music. So you're not? Are you not?
Yeah, I did know Billy
Oh,
Joel
you did?
music.
What?
Yeah,
what
well, I
did
mean,
you
I've
think?
sung with a jazz band, and I've always been interested in music. And I did. So I have to admit that I had the greatest hits. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
I wasn't like a major fan, but I had to listen to his music a lot. I used to sing New York State of Mind,
Piano Man?
Piano Man, and So I listened to him a lot, and I was just, the more I listened to him, the more I used to go on and on. My best friend said to me, oh yeah, Amy used to go on and on and on at me about how brilliant Billy Joel was. So I had a growing appreciation of him, and I loved the songs of his that I knew I absolutely loved. And now I have a whole new appreciation on a different level.
You're not sick of it yet?
Oh, no way. No.
That's the beauty of Billy Joel. That's the thing. Those arrangements were so. There's such great records. There's such great records. There's always stuff. The harmony work, the way the actual music works. You know, the chorus and the verse. And there's just so much to love. It's so dense. It's so interesting. And I'm not saying that, you know, every single song is like a symphony, but, you know, some of it's straight ahead rock and roll.
Right.
But even the straight ahead rock and roll, You May Be Right. I've always said, You May Be Right has that beautiful major 7 chord in the middle of it. You know, I was
my thoughts
looking
exactly.
for there's a major 7 chord in there, and rock and rollers don't write major 7 chords. You don't put major 7 chords. It's a sound. It's a sort of more jazzy sound, but people who are so skilled as Billy Joel can put that sort of stuff in, and it doesn't sound cranked in. It doesn't sound like he went, hey, I'm going to try and show off how clever I am. Here's a major. And so with that, you just never tire of that beauty. It's just full of lovely awesomeness.
All right, now I'm going to switch gears a little bit. All right, well, what do you have next year? Because you have a Billy Joel show going on. That's not your usual songbook, but then you also have something else that's pretty interesting that you're doing.
Yeah, well, we are touring the Billy Joel songbook, this commercial, you know, trying to get people back interested into Billy. So that's a nice sort of commercial show. We're doing that in the autumn. I am also doing the very first ever album show.
The very first ever.
It sort of really is. As far as I know, unless I'm happy somebody to correct me on this, and I've been saying this for 4 years, as far as Billy Joel is concerned, full stop, as far as I know, no one has ever toured a Billy Joel show in a nation ever. Ever. So there's never been...
round an entire...
Yeah, toured...
There's been single shows, but yeah, not a full
There's never
tour,
been an Australian guy doing Billy Joel national tour or a national tour of...
Waiting for the comments to come in there.
No, I've been putting it out on
you
BBC
have.
interviews
You have.
for years. Does anyone know of a Brazilian piano player that's done a Billy Joel tour, or a somebody in Canada or somebody in Russia? I bet there hasn't, and because I've been looking up, I've been seeing if there's somebody, because I was interested. And
You're his biggest fan.
well, I just wanted to know what I was taking on. I'm taking on Billy Joel. I'm an Englishman, an Italian, Brit, and here I am.
He's an Englishman in New York. But
Who's my other awesome favourite. But yes, so we're doing album shows for the first time, and I'm delighted that the great and iconic and legendary David Brown, who was Billy Joel's guitar player from 1978 until 1991, is going to be my special guest. And he's flying over next May, and we have a little 2-week, 10-date tour, and we're going to be playing live on stage in the first half, Glass Houses, and Innocent Man in the second half.
which is your favorite album, correct?
It is my favourite. It's the one that turned me into a Billy Joel fan, but it is still my favourite album, yeah.
All right, which is awesome. If you're in England or if you're heading to England, you got to go check that out. David Brown, he's fantastic. Just quick. Now, I want to hear what you also have going on next year. But there's people carrying on about this in the background here. It's not a Russian flag. Stop yelling at me. It's just a painting.
And the Russian flag is blue on the bottom, not green, and this is green.
Is it?
Yeah. What does the H mean?
What's the H mean?
H is for home, and H also stands for Hicksville.
Oh.
Well, there you go. A lot of Hicksville references. All right. Speaking of Hicksville, you also have an Elvis Presley show going on next year.
Speaking of Hicksville, because Elvis Presley, obviously nobody knows.
Everybody's from Hicksville.
Yeah, he was born here, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was born in Hicksville, lived there. Graceland is in Hicksville.
Yeah.
And even...
The Heartbreak Hotel he was singing about.
The Hicksville Heartbreak Hotel, Triple H. And he didn't actually die. All those rumors about him being dead, he's not dead. He's at St. Ignatius Church in Hicksville. He's a priest there.
Yeah, I saw him today.
Yeah.
We're doing. I'm doing an Elvis Presley show because Elvis is just awesome. I grew up. He was my first musical sort of idol, really, and I had this idea to mark the 40th anniversary of the faked Elvis death in August. August 16th was 40 years, 1977.
Right.
The year The Stranger came out, which I find quite weird as well. That was all, because I wouldn't have known who Billy Joel was back in 1977.
Really?
No, I didn't discover Billy until I was 16 or 17 in the middle of the 1980s. Oh, it's weird. Anyway, so we did this show and it was great, and people enjoyed it. It was sold out. We did another one. It was sold out. Theatres started asking us if this was going to become a tour. About 8 or 9 theatres got in touch with us. And I said, well, maybe we should tour this. Again, another show I wrote with my mate, Matt Daniel Baker. But this is a very different concept. People have done piano and drums before, but not in the Elvis world. So it's me at the piano singing, and I present the show just like I do the Billy Joel song, but with stories about Elvis, stuff that people don't know, little bits and things about... for instance, did you know that Elvis Presley only ever won... he recorded 483 songs, right?
Elvis, we got to win that race.
We got to win that lemonade.
Oh, Mike Stutz joined. Mike, we were just talking about you a few minutes
Hey,
ago.
Mike.
Sorry, continue. Sorry.
No. Hey, Mike. No, Elvis, of all those records, only ever won 3 Grammy Awards.
Oh,
3.
wow.
For a start, that's not enough. For the King of Rock and Roll. And you know that all 3 of those Grammy Awards were for gospel music.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
It
I
is
did not know
interesting.
that.
And so the show's full of bits and pieces, and we would do the gospel songs and stuff. But it's me and a drummer. And the guy's called Steve Rushton. And I can only say that he's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen him in the clips.
He
It's fantastic.
toured with a girl called Imelda May. Imelda May is a sort
Yeah.
of rockabilly. She's like the sort of female Brian Setzer.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
You know.
rockabilly feel. Yeah.
Amazing.
She's from
And
Dublin.
Steve,
Irish.
Steve's one of the most sought after session players. Anyway, we're doing this tour. Me and Steve, piano and drums, really raw. Even though it's not just Blue Moon of Kentucky or That's Alright Mama, we're also doing.
But that's the best. Love that stuff.
But you know, we love that. But also, you know, we touch on the story, his story. So we do American Trilogy, we do Kentucky Rain, we do, you know,
cover all the
Surrender.
different parts of his life.
Through the movie, we have some fun. We take the Mickey out of some of the.
There's a British slang for you. We take the Mickey.
Yeah, we take
Taking the Michael.
taking the mic. Yeah. So we're touring that next year.
We're getting a request for you to sing, which we are going to do that. I don't even know how. What time you got there?
It's 10 to 10.
It's
Yeah.
9:50.
We've
Holy
done
shit!
15 minutes.
No, he'll get jealous because Elio will like us better. No, they're going to sing. They're going to duet, which they really don't do much publicly.
We've only ever sung together, literally harmonised together, and it was 3 years. It was the week that we started going out with each other as a couple, and it was on the Queen Mary ship. And if I'm not mistaken, no, it was in Norway. But I was there to do a show, and Amy joined me as my guest, and we did this song. So you've manhandled us into doing it.
Yeah, that's me manhandling. That should be the next songbook shows. They should go out as like Captain and Tennille or something.
Well, I love singing.
I made myself
with Amy.
laugh.
I love singing with Amy and Captain.
Well, you should.
I know who Captain Tim is. No, I love singing with Amy, but to be honest, I don't know if you agree. We've got our thing, and we do our thing slightly differently.
Yeah, we're both so passionate about it.
So eventually, is this too serious?
Take her on the road. She can sing her ass off, and she's good to look at. Take her on the road and sing. Damn it!
To sing what?
Anything. Who cares?
What, one song?
Anything.
No, put an
She
act
deserves
together.
to have her own show.
All right, fine. Well, there you go.
There you
Elio
go.
Pace presents Amy Rhiannon Worth. And take the back seat for once and stop talking about yourself and what you like. Let Amy sing.
You
Although I do know that you have other songbook shows planned in advance. I know, once you get the Billy Joel done and the Elvis done, you then have your Beatles songbook show coming up.
That's hilarious.
Right? You have, and then there's more. There's more coming up. Your George Michael tribute, George Michael songbook show.
Like that.
Yeah, you can have these.
Can you make me a calendar?
The Tom Jones
Unusual
tribute.
to be loved by anyone.
That's right. You covered that on your first album. And then the last one, I'll show this just to Amy. So.
Oh.
After the Tom Jones will be the Spice Girls
Oh,
songbook
that's
starring Elio
That's
Pace.
funny.
So he's doing all these songbooks. Yeah.
Scary.
He's
that's
not really
for
laughing too much. No.
No, I'm laughing.
Inside
I'm laughing.
as well.
I just laugh at the fact that you sat in front of a computer and spent an hour downloading pictures of the Spice Girls. Let's have a look. I want to see it.
Kenny wants to know how you even got an actress of Amy's caliber to even talk to you.
I think he's asking Elio that question, not me.
That could be applied to both of us.
Well, it's funny you should ask about an actress of Amy's caliber. Since Amy is an actress,
Okay.
since Amy is an
Yes.
actress, I figured we'd
Yes.
show off her talents a little bit.
I
Yes.
haven't seen this.
No, you haven't seen this at all. I did warn you that we were going to do this. I put together a scene. I didn't write it. I took a scene from a movie that Amy and I are going to do together, since I am an actor. And Amy's going to, since she is, just a top-notch, great caliber actress, she's just going to blindly do
You're
this.
just building me up for
Of
me
course
to
I am.
crash. Oh, God.
So I picked a nice, beautiful love scene.
Oh, no.
Nice and corny and stupid?
Not When Harry Met Sally.
No, not When Harry Met Sally. I did much better than that.
I don't know if I was ready to reveal that.
I did much better than that, and you're going to reveal a lot.
Oh.
It's a scene from The Notebook.
Oh,
I've not seen it.
You've never seen The Notebook?
No, loads of people have said to me, "Oh, you've got to see this."
What kind of actress doesn't go see The Notebook?
How long has it been out?
10, 12 years? 10, 15 years?
I've been told
No,
that many
not that
times.
long, right?
You're not familiar with it? It's got to be at least 10 years.
So
How long's The Notebook been out, guys? How long's it been out?
So this
You're not
is,
going to slam her against a wall or anything. We're gonna see
Tony
it.
that
could be
what
legless. Tony could be
Ooh,
legless
yeah.
Spice Erickson. That's great. Tony could be legless Spice. I like that. All right. Well, it's just a typical, mushy love scene.
So I'm just reading this cold. I have no idea what happens
Right.
at all. I don't
But
know.
it's a beautiful love scene, and you're
Is it?
Amy Rhiannon Worth, so you'll make this work. I can feel it. And it's you and me doing a passionate love scene
Are
together.
you serious?
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
And I've got to sit and watch it.
Yeah, he's going to sit and, I won't touch
What
that.
is this?
I know.
Well, we're showing off your talents
What is
here.
this?
All right.
Are you
So,
serious?
so you see, T is my lines because I'm Tony. You see, so there's an A for Amy. Okay.
Right. I'm going to need some background to this.
We don't have a piano for background effect.
Have I got to be American? Who plays?
You just interpret it as you see.
Who plays what actor?
Well, what's her name?
She's amazing.
McAdams, is that her name? The girl that plays in the movie? Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling
I
is,
can see that.
of course. Rachel McAdams, is that her
Oh,
name?
Rachel McAdams. Okay.
Am I getting that right?
Yep.
No reading ahead.
What?
Come on, it's a love scene.
So we know each other.
We're lovers.
Oh, we're lovers. Okay.
Just-
so you're my boyfriend.
So just apply real life to this.
Okay. Where are we? Where are we?
We're come on. Are you gonna get old method acting on me? Come
Yes.
on, Ben, just all right. They're
That's
sitting.
how proper actors do it. Tony.
So I'm not even going to be able to
Some
read.
background.
They're sitting on a porch.
Oh, okay.
They're lovers, but she's engaged to somebody else,
Oh.
and she
pain.
is just arriving from seeing him.
Okay. Oh, seeing the guy she's engaged to.
Yes.
Okay.
Returning to the lover.
But she doesn't like the guy.
Oh,
She loves. Yeah, she's
She loves-
madly in
she
love
loves
with
Tony.
me.
Okay.
Amy loves Tony.
Okay.
Eric said Elio just got cockled.
Rachel McAdams, thank you. Tony doing a love scene, deciding whether I should puke or just go to bed.
This is American. I need to
This
do
is
this
American.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to have to do. Oh, jeez.
Ready?
Yeah. Let's just do it. Let's just do this. Let's just do it.
Interesting morning.
Yeah. Lan's here in town.
He's here.
Yeah. We just saw his car on the way at the hotel.
Huh. I see you got my letters.
Finally.
What are you going to do, Al?
I don't know.
Oh, we're back to that? Are we? Are we there? What about the past couple of days? They happened, you know.
I know that they happened, and they were wonderful, but
Yeah, damn straight they were.
oh, that's not there.
No, but I'm adding
He's
it.
improvising now. Yeah, well, look, they were also very irresponsible. I have a fiance waiting for me at a hotel that's going to be crushed when he finds out.
So you make love to me and then go back to your husband? That bald prick who plays piano? That man? Was that your plan? Was that a test I didn't pass?
No, I made a promise to a man. He gave me a ring, and I gave him my word.
And your word is shot to hell now, don't you think?
I don't know. I'll find out when I talk to him.
This is not about keeping your promise. It's not about following your heart. It's about security.
What's that supposed to mean?
Money!
I think you should
Don't interrupt my scene.
What are you?
more, Tony. More.
He's got money.
Oh, now I hate you, you smoke bastard.
Well, I hate you. Nah. I hate you. If you leave, I hate you.
You? Wait,
Hate you if you leave here. Hate you. Nah. Hate you if you leave. Have you been paying attention to anything that's happening?
I guess not.
I think I must have misread all your signals.
I guess you did.
You're bored. You're bored and you know it. You're bored traveling all around England celebrating Thanksgiving. You wouldn't be here if there weren't something missing.
You arrogant son of a bitch.
Would you just stay with me?
Stay with you? What for? I mean, look at us. We're already fighting.
Well, that's what we do. We fight. You tell me I'm being an arrogant son of a bitch, and I tell you when you're a pain in the ass, which you are 99% of the time, right? I'm not afraid to hurt your feelings. They have like a 2-second rebound rate and you're back to doing the next pain in the ass things.
So what?
So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard, baby. And we're going to have to work at this every day. But I want to do that because I want you. I want all of you. That's really in there. I want all of you. Forever. You and me. Every day. Every day. Every day. Will you do something for me? You know, please. Will you just picture your life for me? Years from now. Years from now. What's it look like? Is it with that guy? Listening to more Billy Joel? I lost you once. I think I could do it again if I thought that's what you really wanted. But don't you take the easy way out.
What easy way? There is no easy way. No matter what I do, somebody gets hurt.
Would you stop thinking about what everyone wants? Stop thinking about what I want, what he wants, what your parents want? What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
It's not that.
Damn it, woman! Where's your improv skills? Damn it, woman, what do you want?
I have to go.
You forgot the kiss part. It says,
Oh, it's not that.
in my copy, it says, passionately make out for 60 seconds. No matter how much I joke around, she stayed in character the whole time.
You know what's brilliant though? Really brilliant.
Amy Rhiannon Worth, she's phenomenal.
That was amazing.
There was not even a hint of overacting from you at all. Not even a little bit. So subtly done, Tony.
Eric said Tony is Jim Carrey in The Notebook.
Or how about Carl?
That's a nice scene.
If bravo means sucks. Wow.
I like that scene. That's nice. You got to really show off a plethora of emotion.
A plethora. Mm-hmm. A plethora of emotion.
You did, didn't you? You really went for it.
I was impressed, actually. You held your own no matter how stupid I got. That's impressive right there.
I'm surprised I didn't get sucked in to the melodrama.
That was awesome.
Why did you choose that scene?
Yeah.
I was looking for something, I was trying to find something as corny as I could find.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's what I found.
Would you have liked me to hammed it up a bit more?
No, we were keeping it nice and
Keeping it real.
Subdued, yeah.
Real. You notice all the big monologues though were done by Tony.
Yeah, did you notice
Did you notice
that?
all the big bits?
Sort of-
That most of it was Tony.
Yeah, he picked a piece where, it was mainly him.
Yeah.
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 I just wanted the kiss at the end. That was really the whole point of it. You are what? Joe Murphy, you are bulbous? Bulbous.
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 Tony, you are bulbous.
I am bulbous.
He is.
I'm going to change my name. Tony Bulbous.
Bulbous Walker.
All right, in all seriousness, they're going to sing. Are we doing this? You doing this?
Yeah.
Well,
Elio is taking a guitar.
And he's not a guitar player.
this is hilarious. I don't think I've ever played the guitar in public.
Oh, we got a lot of firsts going on. Our first female guest.
I
You played
don't.
the electric guitar in your show.
That's
a
true.
little bit.
You
Oh,
played.
yeah.
We didn't start the fire. You
Yeah,
played
but
electric.
Now I'm not a guitar player.
Yeah, I got to move out of the way, right? So you can put your.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, do we need the lyric? Don't we? Okay.
That was
Just
fun.
Tell us what song you're singing for.
You gonna sing with us? Or no?
Oh, you want me to stay there?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
why not? You don't have to. It's you feel.
No, it's fine with me.
Well, you can tell her what we did. You can tell her. Well, there you go. Go for it. Go on. Crazy little thing called love.
No.
We are going to do. Well, we're going to do this song. The song that we sang. The very first song we ever sang together. The only song we've ever sung together.
Written by.
Right. Okay. So this.
It's still playing, right? On my screen, it's frozen.
It froze quite a while.
It's still
ago.
playing.
Oh, it is. Oh, did it froze a long time ago?
That's
Oh.
good.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, this is a song by Rodney Crowell. I bet most people watching are thinking, who is that?
Who is that?
Rodney Crowell is a singer-songwriter. He's a fantastic singer-songwriter, and he was in, apart from his own thing, he was in Emmylou Harris's hot band back in the in the 70s with the great Albert Lee in the band as well.
Albert Lee. If you're a guitar if you're a fan of the guitar, you have to know who Albert Lee is. I don't know what the hell I was trying to say.
And if you're a fan of singing, you'll probably appreciate Emily Harris as well. She's amazing.
Yeah. Well, so this is a song I've always loved, but I didn't know Rodney Crowell's version of it. I learnt it from Aaron Neville and Linda Ronstadt. And Linda Ronstadt is, I think, one of the greatest singers to ever live.
Yeah.
Marianne Stone has a Rodney Crowell CD, she says.
Oh, good for you, Marianne. Very proud of that. Well, look, listen, I do apologise for my pretty terrible guitar playing you're just about to hear. I'm a piano player, not a guitar player.
Historic moment in the life of Elio Case. We're getting him playing guitar.
Okay, so this is it's a song called Please Remember Me. We're going to do just a little bit of it for you, okay? I'll do it without the pick. When all the tears have reached the sea, part of you will live in me, way down inside my heart.
Days keep counting when I fade, and a new wind's gonna find your safe. It's where your change starts.
You'll find better love, strong as it ever was, deep as the river runs, warm as the morning sun. Please remember me. Just like the waves out on the shore, we're gonna keep on coming back for more, 'cause we don't ever want to stop.
Out in this brave new world we see, hey, all the valleys and the peaks. Never see you on the top.
You'll find better love, strong as it ever was, deep as the river runs, warm as the morning sun. Please remember me. We'll do the bridge, shall we? Remember me when we're out walking, when snow falls high outside your door.
And late at night while you're sleeping, and moonlight falls across your floor.
When I can't hurt you anymore, you find better love, strong as it ever was, deep as the river runs, warm as the morning sun. Please remember me. Please remember me. Wow! Wow!
Well done, piano boy.
Yeah,
Piano man.
I played that terribly, but that is an amazing song.
Yeah.
That was an amazing version, is what that was.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank
That was
you.
That was something. And a lot of great comments are coming in.
Thank you.
Lots of people loved it.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We have one dope who keeps requesting Freebird. Get out of here. That was fantastic. That was fantastic.
Thank you very much.
You guys are the best. Right, we're out of time, right? It's after 10?
Yes, 11 minutes past.
Well, is there anything I missed? Is there anything?
Just thank you very much
Thank
for
you
having
for
us on your
having
show.
us, yeah.
Seriously, thank you. Because I do watch it. I work late. So sometimes when I'm home from a gig on a Tuesday or I'm just up working,
For us, it's.
I go, oh, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. That means it's Tuesday night with Tony.
Tuesday nights with Tony.
Wednesday
at 2
mornings with
a.m.
Tony.
2 a.m.
2
Hey,
a.m.
hey, what you want? We're here with Tony Walker. Oh, I got 2 accents. That and Elvis Presley. That's it.
That was amazing.
Thank you, Tony.
We're fans of your show.
Yeah.
So thank you so
We're
much.
But I'm
fans
even
of yours.
bigger fans of yours.
Drop Dead Comedy. I
Knock
saw
'em Dead
it.
comedy? Knock 'em Dead
I
comedy,
say
you mean, of course.
Wow, cute.
Knock 'em Dead
I
comedy.
say Drop Dead only because we had a television program called Drop Dead.
Drop the Dead Donkey.
That's it. Yeah, sorry.
That's right, which was
But I
very
saw
fun.
you do your thing. I saw you do your thing.
Yes, Elio was nice enough a few years back to come see one of our shows. He sang with Sal Couture
Yes, Sal.
at the end of the show. Sal, who is, thank you for that plug. Sal is leaving us. His last show with us is December 16th. So if you're around, come see us at Governor's, the biggest comedy club on Long Island. Knock 'em Dead Comedy will be there performing at one of our murder mystery shows. Our last show with Sal Couture. You can come see that. This Friday we'll be at Domenico's in Levittown, great Italian restaurant. We're doing a fundraiser there, but there's I believe it's over 150 people already coming, but there's still a few spots left. So come on down this Friday night if you're looking to join us. And if you're in England in the next year or so, look up Elio and check him out. Find out what Amy's doing. What future projects? Anything? I know there's some things floating, but nothing set up yet.
Yeah, so I'm auditioning at the moment, so we'll see.
Is auditioning? Excuse me. Is it just as hard there as it is here? Like it's just cutthroat and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we could probably talk about
But
that
I'll
for
have
hours.
my website, amyrhiannonworth.com. will
And
be up
you're
and running very
planning
soon.
a recording as well.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing some recording and hopefully some work with the
Produced
jazz
by
band.
Elio Pace.
Co-produced, maybe. Absolutely. If she'll have me.
It means so much to me that you guys are here.
thank
You guys
you
are like
so much.
family to me. Thank you so
very
much.
Thank you.
This is Elio Pace. That's Amy Rhiannon Worth. This was fantastic. I had a blast. And that's it. Elio would have liked it better if I was in it. All right. I'm changing my name to Carl Webland. Drop the Dead Donkey. Okay.
That's the one, yeah.
Kim down in Florida. She's thanking us for a great show. Okay. I was just reading a few more comments. We are signing off. We'll see you next Tuesday at 9. Our guest next week is Frank Walker, our first repeat guest. Frank will be back with us next week, and who knows what we'll make him do. All right, we'll see you next Tuesday at 9. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much.
Tuesday night with Tony Walker.
Thank you, guys.
See ya.